DFS show with John Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook preview show. We're looking at the Wednesday 8-game main slate as James and I sit here and record Tuesday evening. Full disclosure here, we are recording prior to the Celtics-Nuggets game. Nikola Jokic is questionable for that game with an illness. Denver is on the front leg of a back-to-back with that Boston game. They are on the Wednesday slate. So if we get word while recording that Joker gets ruled out for the Tuesday game, we'll obviously talk about that here on the show and what the implications could be. But we know we'll also likely be touching on some situations where maybe Jokic does not play on this slate. Of course, we do go live again at 5 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. So we'll have all that updated news and notes for all of you guys here. But I wanted to kind of at least put that full disclosure out there that at the time of our recording, we still don't have the official Nikola Jokic illness status. He was downgraded twice during the day. Generally, those trends are towards out and not in, but Jokic is a different kind of beast. So getting that out of the way here, James, we got 8 games to talk about here and some big names on this 8-game slate.
A lot of syllables, ton of long alphabetically.
Need wide shoulders for some of these names, you know?
You do need some really broad shoulders for some of them. Some probably go like the font might be a little different on their jersey than others. I always hated that, by the way, like when you see a jersey that clearly has smaller font, like just, get a new name. Like don't get a new name. But I mean, there's a lot of stars, some back-to-backs that we're going to have to deal with. Well, obviously a ton of injury news, the NBA. So looks like a very fun slate. This is the exact first time that I'm looking at this slate.
Same. First look show. We give you our instant takes. SGA is 10-5 against Cleveland.
Yeah, best game of the year. I mean, it has to be the best game of the year.
Does Cleveland roll through the Thunder? Or
do you know
is
what
it a competitive game here, you know?
You know what I saw? I think this game features two teams that have not lost to the opposing conference. Only works here because the Thunder the Bucks loss does not count to their schedule.
Sure.
I think neither team has lost to the opposing team's conference. So someone's O has got to go here, John.
I like it. So SGA against Cleveland here. Cleveland obviously has been rolling through a lot of teams. The Thunder have had a lot of success in their own right. They just beat Boston, holding them 92 points in that game. SGA, 33 actual, 67 fantasy points. Got a couple of 60 bombs lately. They've really had a tough road, right? Yep. Memphis, Minnesota, the Clippers, the Knicks, and Boston, and they've had a lot of success in those matchups. It just depends on whether or not SGA is your spend up on this slate, given some of the other top spends that are available to us. We have Cade at $9,800, continues to just nuke. He's got Brooklyn, Scotty Barnes, Damian Lillard, and Jalen Brunson, your top 5 guards here on the board. How would you go about ranking them?
I mean, it's definitely a little difficult because per dollar, I think Brunson would be probably number 1 if Towns were to sit. I know he had a pretty poor game. That really does happen often when it comes to the Orlando Magic. No matter who is on the floor, it is just a slow, terrible offensive output. So it would be Brunson for me if Towns was out. If Towns is in, I'm probably just going back to the Cade Cunningham. I think it's hard to look at Cade, no Ivy, and just be like, all right, 38, 39 minutes. 23 and 29 shots, 3-point volume's great. The 3-point efficiency is great. The peripheral stats have been great all year. So
they won that game against Portland, but Portland in the second quarter went out to like a 19-0 run, and we're like, oh man, this is chalked. And then Cade came in the game. I think he scored like 12 straight points and basically just took over from that point on.
I think I messaged you and just like, dude, Cade, chill or something like that, because he just is such a machine. So Cade for me, obviously, I have no problem playing SGA in any spot.
Sure.
It really doesn't matter. He's just one of those guys. It doesn't. So if you end up getting the SGA, play him. But Cade and then potentially Brunson for me would be the two primary targets.
So I think Maxey might end up being one of the most popular plays of the day. No Embiid, no Paul George
Yes.
in this game against the Wizards. Maxey, 52 fantasy points against Phoenix, 44 minutes. You and I talked about it. I was like, I don't remember Maxey like coming off the floor in the third, and he played the whole fourth. And then we looked at it. It's like, yeah, no, his only sub rotation was like the first quarter or whatever.
Literally the first quarter,
Yeah.
bro. The first quarter.
Yeah.
What?
So there's a good chance that he's out here playing 40 plus minutes again, and now has no George to contend with either. This probably lends to being like a pretty big like Kelly Oubre, Tyrese Maxey ownership day against the Wizards. The Kelly Oubre revenge tour continues. He beats up on Phoenix and now gets the Wizards here. So Maxey at $8,900 has to be considered among the elite plays. I would suggest. DeJounte Murray at 88. He was questionable going into the slate on Tuesday. He was active for that one. We'll see what happens with a back-to-back. I don't know if they would play Zion first back-to-back since his return. He played Tuesday. Murphy was out. Ingram's still out, so we'll see what happens with New Orleans here. But if Zion is out as well, like Murphy and McCollum both here against Portland, feels pretty good. And then you got Halliburton against Chicago. Halliburton sitting here with a questionable tag, so I guess we'll have to watch that one. Otherwise, we get T.J. McConnell against Chicago here. But the last time Halliburton faced the Bulls, 45 fantasy points.
We sit here and we think it's McConnell, and then the mad scientist cooks something else up for us, right? And like next thing we know, Johnny Furphy's the starting point guard for Indiana. Also, they could just technically go Nembhard, and just like throw a wrinkle in there and like Nembhard. I'm not.
Nembhard would be super popular if Halliburton sat. Probably
agreed.
In general, so
and I'm not saying they wouldn't go McConnell, but also I'm not sitting here and saying they would. We've just seen this too many times where it's like they legitimately might go like anything else. Jarice Walker, Obi Toppin, something in that direction. So. It would be interesting, but it would just be something we'd obviously need the lineup for, and we would get it at 7 p.m. Halliburton's obviously interesting. I said it to you the other day, like he's been really good, and he was really good in that Brooklyn game, but he didn't play that like final 4 to 6 minutes that he had been playing. So, I think Halliburton is really good if he plays. Obviously, first time we've seen him questionable this year. First time we've seen him questionable in a while, at least. So, obviously, has to be a real injury here.
Yep, agreed. Again, McCollum at 8K, a little, again, going the Portland matchup has that a little significance to him there. If Jokic sits, again, we don't know what the status is going to be here for this game. You'll have Jamal Murray, obviously be a pretty popular play. Garland, Giddey, quickly did not have the game we had hoped for. RJ Barrett came back and just absorbed literally everything, all his powers in that game.
All his powers.
What do you think of this mid-tier, Graham?
Yeah, quickly had a 18, basically 19% usage rate in that game. So that's not fun. I mean, obviously Denver's hard to talk about. I know it's a terrible spot, but if Jokic were not to play, I would just have infinite interest in Jamal Murray and Russell Westbrook. Those would be like the two first names I'd go to. Westbrook preferably, but I'm perfectly fine getting to Jamal Murray as well. Giddey played 31 minutes, didn't close, but it's good to see at least 30 minutes more consistently. Yeah. So if Lonzo's only going to play 24, then we're going to get Giddey around 30. Like that's at least at the very, like that's a solid number.
And we got that, the official the other day when we were recording that Lonzo limited to 24 minutes, and seemingly they're going to get him to 24 minutes a night. So
quickly fine.
We've highlighted Simons a ton,
dude. We have talked about him a lot lately. He has been unbelievable lately,
and he almost never gets into our lineup. This may be a spot where we kind of have to make that decision to prioritize. You and I talk a lot. We're single entry players, and sometimes our builds we just miss out on exposure to guys that we like. We talk a lot. We tout pretty often. We put them in the playbooks. Then the lineup builds come around, and it's like, oh, there's a lot of good guards, and I just don't get to a mid-tier guard here against the Pelicans here. Like, this is a great spot for him. Honestly, probably just getting disrespected by the price too. Like they haven't moved him, and he's been balling out here. So
absolutely nothing is going to go wrong here, John. He's going to be popular. Guarantee it. He's going to be popular. There might be no Denny Avdia in this game. Denny's questionable.
Yeah.
There's already no Jeremy Grant. He's going to be really popular, and I'm so excited to just smile through the pain watching that game.
Because they'll just start playing Scoot more, and
Scoot's it's just randomly. It's Portland, right? Like it's so everything Portland is so random. He might make all of his shots. He might just like quit. I mean, he might just like, I don't know.
That's 43 minutes out of Shaedon Sharpe in that game.
Yeah, they've played. I mean, they just played them all these dudes like all. I mean, they don't have like. Without Grant, and like they're gonna do it again. If there's no Denny too, like they're gonna play another 40.
Mars gonna play 39 minutes. Like they're all gonna play a whole lot of minutes.
All the minutes, yeah.
I did say that I liked Chris Paul a lot in that last slate against Chicago. Obviously, he came through and was 40 fantasy points there. I'll run that right back against Milwaukee. I have no problems doing that.
Chris Paul's been really great outside of a second leg of back-to-back in Denver. Dude, he scored 40. He scored 40 fantasy points in a game. He went 0 for 6, and that's just when you play with the player that you're playing with in Victor Wembanyama, you have a lot of room for like everyone else can eat. How
about these Wemby matchups lately? Back-to-back games versus Jokic, and now he's getting a Giannis matchup here.
Yeah, and he had to face Zach LaVine too. Too bad for him.
We'll talk LaVine in a moment. Ben Simmons is questionable. D'Angelo Russell's already ruled out. Keon Johnson's been pretty good. They subbed him back into that game, and he was able to get there for us. The 4 steals was nice.
Yep.
If he's going to get the minutes, obviously he's not as cheap as he's been, but if everybody's going to continue to be out, you'll have him there. Sharp, obviously, we talked about Nembhard, may just be in play anyways at $4,900.
Yep.
That's a far too cheap price point.
Yeah, he's safe play.
Yeah. And there could be a ceiling there. Washington was without Brogdon and Poole again tonight. They started Bub Carrington. He's $4,700.
Yep. Bub played 17 first half minutes. So like just for perspective, he's going to play big minutes if Poole's out again.
Finally dropped the Alvarado price tag. I mean, he's not really playing, but if DeJounte was to like sit for whatever reason or something like that, like that's a far 56, 59. I think it was 57 today. Like what are we?
I mean, there's a lot to like. Yeah, I mean, a barking elbow in the second leg of a back-to-back wouldn't be surprising if you saw him not play.
Then you get Lonzo, 24 minutes. Again, I want more shot volume. I don't know why it's not there, but the steals were there again, so that was a positive upside for him there.
Yeah, I'll just throw out. I know one game we already have the Sohan news. Sohan's not playing. We saw Castle start the first Denver game, and then he came off the bench when Sohan came back in the fourth. And we had talked about it on the live stream, right? There was that big debate: Champagny, Castle, Champagny, Castle. And we said it. We were like, the last time this happened, Castle was the starter. So I'd expect that to be the case. But
they all kind of split the minutes, though. So
they split the minutes. And I would say the one difference is here, Milwaukee runs double big. So, you might want to go like the Keldon Johnson route in the starting lineup. Or, last year, if you remember, they started Zach Collins and Wemby. Remember they were starting, they were using like Wemby as the 4 to start the year. And Sohan was the point guard. I mean, it was the wild west, but like that was literally what they were doing. So just keep that in mind if San Antonio elects to go a different route with their starting lineup.
Okay. Then again, it maybe McConnell there if Halliburton ends up being ruled out.
Most popular play. He'll be like the most popular play of the slate.
$3,800, easy. Shooting guard, you got Donnie Mitch. We'll definitely get to let him know at 84. Your boy Zach LaVine, 3%, 4% the other night, played 40 minutes against San Antonio.
Yeah.
And nuked.
Yeah, he was really good.
Hit all 3 of those threes when you needed them the most. right? Like down the stretch.
He's been really good, dude. He has been really good. I mean, the score, he has 4 30-point games in his last 5. He has 7 or more assists in 4 of his last 5. He's his trade value, and I don't know, the Bulls are winning too much. I don't know if they're even
they're buyers now. They're looking for Bradley Beal.
They're buyers. Is that a buying? They are gonna keep playing him like this, I think.
Yeah.
Like if this is what's gonna happen,
36, 35, 36, 40 in competitive games.
And in the non-competitive one, he went 12 for 20 from the
floor. No,
like,
he was not the reason for not being competitive there. So yeah. 81, good excuse me, obviously number for him there. And then you kind of work your way down. A lot of these guys we've kind of discussed already. There's Norm, $6,700. The price is obviously coming down on him. You know, as long as Kawhi is still limited, though, like Kawhi only played 20 minutes the other day. I mean, Norm's going to be fine.
There's been no drop off.
Yeah,
the minutes have been the same.
I think the day you get 35 minutes out of Kawhi, there's going to be someone taking a hit there. But like, Norm's been good.
Sure, agreed. But like that day, he's not playing 30 anytime soon.
Nope. Vassell will though. Vassell's going to play just 40 minutes in this game.
Yeah, he's just so safe. So safe.
Can lock him in at 63. His counterpart Middleton. We'll see if he plays or not. He didn't play the other day.
He's probable. He is listed probable for this for what that's worth.
Matherin again, pick the right day. He'll have a big day for you. Other times he'll miss all of his shots. So
if there's no Halliburton,
good usage potential for him there. Random like peripheral stat days too, right? Like 9 rebounds, 2 rebounds, 10 rebounds, 3 rebounds.
Yeah, I never understood. It's been that way like since the beginning of the year, and I just have not been able to figure it out. No idea why.
No, I mean, it's Thompson.
Yeah, they already rolled him out. I mean, if he's
rolled him out,
dude, if he's kind like goldfish memory, right? Gotta have it like out of the brain. If he's going to, if he is going to, then
start?
Yeah, I mean,
dude, they kept subbing him back in, and he kept shooting, so it's not like they went away from him at all.
And if he makes shots, you know he's playing more than 29 minutes. If he makes shots, he's playing mid-30s minutes.
Yeah, I thought that he kept on getting cooked because at one point they put Sasser in, and Sasser like knocked down 2 shots, had like a steal, and I'm like, oh man, like they're just gonna keep Sasser on the floor, and then they did it. They just like subbed Beasley back in. So I think Kelly Oubre is going to be mega chalk here.
Agreed, for sure.
26 and 11. We've seen him extended, what he can do when no Embiid on the floor, now no George on the floor. You called out his rebounding numbers like a month ago, basically what he was doing, and the rebound chances were all legit.
Yep.
And then he just dominated that Phoenix matchup. So $5,100 Kelly Oubre is going to be among probably the highest rostered players of the day.
Yeah, I'm trying to like figure out what they're gonna do here. Because they like Nick Nurse has no idea. Too? Yeah, Drummond's questionable. Okay. So my assumption would be Maxey, Oubre, Martin, Yabusele. Like we know that. The 5th is kind of interesting because they're not gonna go double big. Especially like with Washington not doing that anymore. Like Washington just doesn't do the double big stuff. They've recently been playing Justin Edwards more. He has been the guy that they have like elected. I mean, because they have so many washed players so many old washed players. Lowry, they gave Eric Gordon 7 minutes the other day. Yeah. My guess would be one of like Edwards, Doughton, or like Council would probably be like one of the 3.
Bona 11 minutes.
But Bona will play. My guess would be Bona would be your just de facto backup center behind Yabusele.
Yeah.
Because
and Yabo doubled in that game.
And Yabo doubled. And that's granted that what's his name doesn't play. Drummond. So like, they could they elect to go double big? Sure. Will they? Probably not. I think that experiment kind of is over, especially with like Drummond. They just want to keep Drummond's minutes down.
Yeah.
So I do think we're going to get a random 5th, whether it's Edwards, whether it's Council, Gordon, but
Yeah.
I do think, like you said, Maxi, Oubre, Yabusele are going to be mega chalk. And
Getting
honestly,
Oubre and Yabu at 5K each, basically.
oh,
Like
it's so it's so easy. Like it's
yeah.
so easy.
Yep, agreed. Let's see. Mentioned Oubre already. We talked Nembhard, Carrington, Kamara at $4,600. Yeah, and he just like
Safe.
fills the stat sheet.
Safe. Yeah, he's just so safe.
Fills the stat sheet up. Hits his shots, fills the stat sheet. $4,600. Kispert's going off tonight. I don't know. We can't ever trust that.
I saw.
He has like 16 actual at half.
Yeah, 16 and 15 minutes was what he was at. I don't know if he up that at all. But
16 points in 19 minutes. He's hit 4 threes. So
it's just so unsustainable.
Yeah, impossible to track.
Did you see you asked me this the other day, and I wanted to see if you saw it. Did you see the Tim Hardaway line?
I did. Yeah, he only scored, but
he only scored, dude. He had 26 actual, 0 peripheral stats.
Knocked down 6 threes, 10 of 15 from the floor. Dude, nuked. You can chase it if you want. Like, he's gonna play. No Thompson, no Ivy. Like they didn't really have like a huge rotation. They put in a few different plays, but
yeah, they played Holland. They played Holland.
Yeah.
They played Simone and Simone. That was like it. Those were the they gave Stewart 14 minutes, but they Holland played 14, Sasser played 15, Simone played 21, Stewart played 14. That was their 9. They played 9.
Yep. Martin again gonna probably play here with everybody, assuming everybody's out again. The wing plays obviously are out. Johnson and Thomas there. $4,600 for him.
We didn't talk Zaire. He's 5K. He did get bumped to 26 minutes. Would you consider Zaire at all?
Sure.
Because I feel like him and Tyrese Martin being so close in price, I'd probably, if Zaire is close to full, I'd probably lean Zaire. I feel better about Zaire.
I guess he does have the good positional eligibility because you're gonna play Oubre over Zaire Williams there.
Yeah. They both Tyrese Martin also they both have the same eligibility. So I'm just saying just looking at it from kind of a leverage perspective, I think Zaire Williams would clearly be the leverage there because no one's going to play him.
26, 24, and 25 minutes for Max Strus last couple of games here. Gotta think that there's a chance that he gets either extended in a competitive game against the Thunder. Obviously you'd like to see him hit a few more shots, but he's taking his threes. He's filling the stat sheet up. Rebounds and assists look pretty good here.
What do you think happens with Cleveland if Okoro comes back? He's questionable, and Sam Merrill's back. He's questionable because they're not playing. I mean, I would assume they're not playing.
Strus is destined for their starting lineup. So
I know, but Okoro defensively. They play, right? He is just someone they play.
Yeah. And
Dean Wade is really good defensively.
Well, they have the same team as they had last year. So it doesn't.
I know, but that same team, but different situations. Dean Wade's playing really well. Okoro's an elite defender. Strus has not been back for too long. I'm just
that's what I'm wondering. They gave him 26, 24, and 25 minutes in those games, pseudo competitively in them. So okay, maybe he's locked in at this range, 24 to 26 minutes.
Okay.
At 3,900, would you give him a look?
Yes. Okay. A look.
And he's in your player pool, right? He's in your multi-entry player pool?
Multi-entry, yes. I'm not playing him single entry, but multi-entry stuff for sure.
Yep, agreed. Champagne's 36.
Yeah, if he starts.
I mean, the 2 Denver games, he 25 and 23 minutes.
So. Yeah, I guess it's fair. I do. It's kind of why I backtracked a little bit on the Castle stuff. I just would I wonder what they're going to do with the rotation. Are they fine with Harrison Barnes, Keldon Johnson guarding Giannis or guarding Brook Lopez or Portis, whoever they decide, right? Wemby guards Giannis and then they decide. So we'll see how they elect to go with their lineup.
Sure. Small forward has a lot of guys we talked about already. RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes are up here again. Scotty Barnes, 34 fantasy points, 21, 2, 5, 1, 2, 10 of 18 shooting's nice. But again, RJ Barrett came back limited, 32 minutes. 11 of 18, 25, 9 and 5. So, okay, everybody is fully healthy, and RJ Barrett is the best player on the floor. Is that a product of matchup, or is this just what we're going to see here now?
And revenge.
Well, Quickly's got it too. They were traded together.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to pay $9K for like.
I don't want to pay $9K either, but it just impacts the other guys on that team. Like now, Toronto's just not playable, right? Like
it's hard. It's going to be hard until their prices are deflated, right? Basically, until we get. Isn't this like it's like the Bulls situation? It's like all these teams that have like Boston when everyone's healthy. It's like, all right, well, you could play Tatum and you could play, but like everything else is like Brown has like these games at his when he's over 8K. You just need the depressed price tags before I'm like comfortable getting there.
Sure. Dash Hart.
He is awesome.
15 and 14.
Yeah, if there's no Towns, you can.
I mean, no Towns helps, but I think you could probably just play him against Toronto anyways.
No, you're not wrong. Obviously, like he is just what he is as a basketball player. I'm just saying, no Towns. You're going to get
double-digit rebounds,
the ceiling or the floor rebounds with like the upside of everything else too.
Yeah, he only took 9 shots and had 15 actual points in that game, so helps there. Again, we only got 21 minutes. Yeah, so like they're just not giving Kawhi.
No, and they shouldn't, right? They have no need to rent him at all.
No need. You mentioned Denny. We'll see whether or not he's in or out here. Koulibaly
did play him. Would you play him?
Yeah, if he's in.
Same.
Koulibaly returned. I don't think he's having a great game tonight, though.
But
yeah.
Did you see the news that came through? Kuzma left the game.
Okay.
If there's no Poole, no Kuzma, isn't that like that's like our condition for Koulibaly earlier, right? Like no Poole, no Kuzma, Koulibaly season.
Is Koulibaly is Kuzma done for the game? Yeah.
Yeah, he's out. He did not return.
My phone shut off on me, so I didn't get the updates here. All right, so then that's fine. Yeah, Koulibaly's good then, and I mean, to your point, I guess then he was putting up monster numbers.
Yeah, without Poole and Kuzma, he was really good.
Yeah. So okay, we'll keep that. We'll keep that in the memory bank here.
Yep.
7 p.m. 7 p.m. roster lock. We'll know. So you got that. You got MPJ again. We'll see what happens. With the Denver news, Vassell we liked already. Would you play any of these? Would you play OG? Other side of that revenge game.
Yeah, I mean the Knicks are solid. The Knicks are always like you can always play someone in this game on this team. They have a lot of value.
Okay.
Guessing the like peripheral guy outside of Towns and Brunson is tough, but you can play OG.
Justin Champagny, Julian Champagny, whichever one this one is, he entered for Kuzma. So
this is Julian.
Okay, Julian started.
No, I take it back. This is Justin. Sorry.
Okay, Justin started the second half for Kuzma, so we'll have to keep that in mind. They already got him priced up to $5,500. So they were just anticipating that, I guess. Went from 49 to 55.
We might get Brogdon. Maybe we get Brogdon second leg too. I don't know.
He's had the foot. I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. He got hurt. Again, Caleb Martin here, super appealing, right? Like I know low shot volume, but the minutes are pretty good. And now there's no George and Embiid. So.
Yeah, the minutes are king here. He's gonna play 40. Yeah, 40 minutes.
Jalen Wilson's $4,500. Keldon's 42.
Harry B.
Yeah, Keldon had some good games there. Harry B is 38.
38.
Mm-hmm. Harrison Barnes probably would get some Harrison Barnes exposure.
Yeah, it's not like an exciting roster, but it's a fine roster. Agreed. Right? It's like a I got Harrison. Like I have $3,800 left, and I played Harrison Barnes.
So Denny gets out. Chris Murray plays, knocks down a bunch of threes.
Yeah,
3,300, 27 minutes.
Super, super exciting. Cannot wait to roster
it. He's probably going to get early morning ownership. Is probably going to love Chris Murray.
Cannot wait to roster it. I'm so excited. I am so over the moon to play Chris Murray. You have no idea.
Well, power forward.
Oh, can't wait to play Chris Murray. That's all I'm thinking about now. Wow.
Giannis 11-4. You can play him if you want.
Yep, he's good.
We had the highlights last year of Wemby stuffing him without like leaving his feet.
Yeah, and I think Giannis had like 45 in that game, or he had like 50 bomb in that game still.
Yeah. Zion on a back-to-back. Again, I don't anticipate. I guess we'll see what his minutes end up coming out of this first game.
He was, guess what, John? Limited.
Yeah, they said he was going to be limited, so we'll see.
No, I know, but just like
he played 5 minutes. He was pretty good, 4, 2, and 1 in 5 minutes. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there with him. I can't imagine that if he plays, that he would play much.
No.
Get the OKC Cleveland guys here. You can play him if you want. It's a really tough matchup. We highlighted Bobby Portis. He only played 23 minutes again in that Toronto game, but was also really good. So he's 7K. The price tag certainly isn't great, but he is continuing to be productive.
I'm not gonna pay 7K for TBD on minutes.
Did you pay 69 for Pascal Siakam?
Maybe it's a good price. We said that the other day too. Like
maybe no Halliburton.
Yeah, I mean it's a good price. If there's no Halliburton, I guarantee he'll be super popular.
Yeah. Yep. You mentioned Kuzma's out. I guess like that would make Sarr a pretty interesting play. No, if there's obviously no Embiid already. If it's Sarr versus Yabu, like that's advantage Sarr.
Advantage Sarr. It's just like the only thing that Kuzma being out helps him in terms of like volume and stuff, but it's the minutes are just they're not going up seemingly. Yeah. Like we're just at 28, right? Like now they are trending in the right direction. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we do get like more, but seemingly the minutes are what they are.
Yeah, that's fair.
But he probably has like you're talking like him and Toby. Toby's probably going to be another like he's only 6,000 again. He's been really good. I would say Sarr probably has a slightly higher ceiling than Tobias, but Toby might play 40 minutes again here.
Yabu obviously 5K power forward center eligibility will be very popular. Yes. Precious Achiuwa only played 22 minutes in that game without Towns. So I don't really know what to read into that situation. They started Jericho Sims, so
they did, and they played Jericho Sims the entire third quarter and played him 30 minutes. So like it's I think really the only way you really want to get to Precious is if he's starting.
Agreed.
Because if they're going to start Sims, there's no telling what the minutes are going to be.
Yeah. Patrick Williams played a lot of minutes. Could have been better, but he's playing the minutes that we were looking for there. Clowney played 29 minutes in that game. Again, okay numbers. Nothing jumps off the page there.
Keyshawn George, 34. If he's in the starting lineup again. Obi Toppin, 37. If there's no
George is having a very bad game tonight.
Yeah, I know, but
it's the Wizards, so it may not really matter. So
it's also the Rockets are just who they are, and Amin Thompson is who he is. So it's like Tosan's playing minutes.
24 minutes. All right, center again. We don't know the Jokic status. Questionable for the Tuesday slate, so we'll see with that illness or not. But you can always play him. He's at 12-7. He's getting closer. He's getting closer to the 13K. So you got him, you got Wemby, you got Giannis, you got Towns.
Oh, I didn't look 12-7. That was my realization right there, seeing that he's 12-7.
12-7. So you can play any of those guys if you want. They're all fine. Towns is in a really great spot against Toronto if he suits up.
He has absolutely nuked Toronto this year.
Averaging 60 fantasy points in 2 games against
I've played him in both of these spots because Jakob Poeltl stands no chance against Karl-Anthony Towns. No. What is Jakob Poeltl going to do when Towns is on the perimeter? Dribble driving past him. Like Jakob Poeltl is a fine player.
Yeah.
He is not able to be a human being in front of Karl-Anthony Towns.
I agree. So you got Towns at 10-1. You can play up for Wemby or Giannis or Jokic if you want. Zubac continues to really just hold his own.
He's so good, dude. He's so good. Ivica Zubac is a monster. That is what it is.
If there's no Jokic and he's up against DeAndre Jordan or Dario Saric, like that's a win for Zubac here at this point in their careers.
Correct.
Again, you'll have the OKC Cleveland matchup. If you want to go Hartenstein or Allen, you can. You've been higher on Miles Turner lately. It wasn't his greatest effort against Brooklyn, but if there is no Halliburton, he could be forced into some more offensive plays here against Chicago.
Yeah, he's just like we say it. He's like always owned. He always has ownership. He's fairly priced, and he has a ceiling. So it's like it's solid.
Yep. Let's see here. DeAndre Ayton dominating.
Yeah, I mean he's when he's anytime he gets extended, he's typically good, and he has a ceiling at this price. So I have no issues getting there.
So Kyle Kuzma is actually questionable to return. So we'll see. Not officially ruled out.
Okay.
So we'll see. Calf contusion. Okay. But Ayton's been good. Jam Duran was really good the other night as well. You have these random games out of him, but three of the last 4 now, 35 plus fantasy points.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. You're right. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I don't know.
You got VC there. You always have Valanciunas. Again, Yabu's going to be mega popular here, assuming the Drummond is out. Would you play Drummond if he's in?
No, but I think, like, regardless, Yabusele starts because I truly think they're just good with Drummond just being the backup. Okay. Probably not, but I'd probably just play Yabusele.
And then Day'Ron Sharp.
Yeah.
$4,400.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously cheap or more expensive than it was, but it's just funny how stuff like that works, right? Like he's the most popular play of the slate or like one of the most popular plays of the slate and in a spot that everyone thinks they're going to get blown out in. And that's why people played him and they didn't really get blown out. Yeah. And
he's just crushed in 22 minutes.
And he just crushed. So like, good for the people that played the blowout. It was obviously a sharp play, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right?
25 and 22 minutes. Obviously, they lost both of those games here. Maybe they'll be more competitive, but right. He was that. And then I guess we have to give Jericho Sims a mention. He played 29 minutes.
Yep, that's all we need to say about it.
All we need to say.
He played.
All right, then. Let's get a lineup going. Where are we settling in on this? Right, we really like this. I like Cade. I think Maxey. Right? Do we do triple up on Philly? Maxey, Oubre, and like Yabu, I guess. That's $6,200 a player. Small forward. I mean, we could probably get Levine in here.
Brooklyn's obviously going to have a lot of appeal.
Yeah.
San Antonio
for sure. Yeah, you want
Keldon or Barnes or
let's do Keldon. You could probably get 2 in here if we want to. Nembhard, just in general, or actually no, we're not doing this. Playing Anthony Simons.
Yeah. That's a good
we're not blocking ourselves out of Anthony Simons again here.
Center, you could also play Yabusele if we wanted to play Yabusele there.
Yeah, that's fine. Honestly, I just didn't even realize.
I'm just also looking at center. And just suggesting.
What did we want to do for Washington? That was Koulibaly, right?
Well, not if Kuzma's going to play. If Kuzma just randomly is going to get, like, we don't know the Kuzma status now because I would play all that stuff if Kuzma wasn't, but now Kuzma's
Sure.
apparently alive again.
Koulibaly's $6,500 there.
How did Kuzma just come back alive? I don't understand.
Well, he's not in. He's just questionable.
I know, but he was fully ruled out, didn't start second half, and then he was like, what? He's like, oh, actually, you know what? I feel pretty good.
Feeling okay. Fair and balanced build getting us just double up here. Let's play sharp and Simons.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to play a gajillion minutes.
Yep. All right, Maxey, Oubre, Levine, Keldon, Yabu, Simons, Vassell, and Sharp. It's a dangerous lineup. We're not playing any of the 10K players.
But we have Cade. Cade is a 10K player.
Cade's not in our lineup.
Or Maxey's a 10K player.
Maxey's
Levine
basically a 10K player at this point. Yeah.
You can almost, if Levine's going to be the guy that he's been lately. I mean, he's close.
Simons, Sharp went for 50 the other day. So this is what we got: a nice, fair and balanced, high upside GPP tournament play of Maxey, Oubre, Levine, Keldon, Yabu, Simons, Vassell, and Shaden Sharp. Get you guys all ready for the Wednesday slate. We'll be back again live 5 p.m. Eastern time to break it all down with you with all the latest news and notes. Till then, everybody, good luck, and we'll catch you later.